On to two questions about Rory, a 19-year-old female, about 5 foot 6 inches tall, 117 pounds. She jump ropes, she rides a stationary bike, and she weightlifts. And the question is asking what her PAL score is. So from this information, we can go over to our Excel sheet, and we understand now that given the measurements here, we know her weight, we know her height, we know some activity levels, we know her age. We don't really know her body fat percentage, so instead of doing the Catch-McCardle formula like we did previously, we're instead going to use the Harris-Benedict formula, which takes into account these variables: age, gender, weight, and height. That's what we're given. So let's type those in. So we have a female, her weight is 117 pounds, so let's do that. Her height is, what did I say, 5'6"? 5'6", that's how many inches? 66 inches, and that's what we need there. Okay. From that information, we should be able to figure out the Harris-Benedict formula for basal metabolic rate, or of course resting metabolism. Now, in my setup, I said if she's a female, if in B3 right here I typed the letter F, then this is my equation from here all the way to here. And then if it's not, then this is my equation for male. So what are we looking at here? 10 times B4, which is weight in kilograms. And then we have a multiplier for her height. Now because I used 66 inches here, we had to multiply that by 2.54 to end up with her height in centimeters. I could have instead canceled this part out and just did this, which is her height in centimeters. If it's 66 times point, let's see if I did that. Yeah, it's B5 times 2.54. That's my computation. So she is 167 centimeters tall. So back to our formula, we can do just that. Alright, and then over here, B2, that's her age. Of course, we have to change her age because she's not 45, she is instead 19. Okay, so 19. And there we go. Her BMR is 1,323 calories. Now, we also are given her activities that she does. So she jumps rope, and that one wasn't listed here. So where do we find that? We go to our slide, and we notice that rope jumping down here is 10 mets. 10 mets. So we're going to have to type that in. So rope jumping, that is 10 mets. And how often does she do that? Well, she does it for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. We can also say that she rides a stationary bike for 45 minutes at 100 watts. Stationary bike, in much the same way, went back there to the slides, found that it was 5.5 mets, and she does that for 45 minutes a week. It says nothing about running, but it does say something about weightlifting. Weightlifting has an activity level, a MET level of 6, and that is done for 90 minutes. And you can find that MET level in your slides as well. Alright, so as we look over here at our equations, we now know that her weekly calories expended from exercise comes from this number, which is her MET minutes achieved during that week. Based on her size, we can do calories per week, and then divided by 7 we can get calories per day. So from here we can compute the total daily energy expenditure from this equation up here, where we're taking her BMR, multiplying it by 1.25, and then adding on her calories from exercise, which of course in this case is G6, activity calories per day. Alright. Now if we were to divide these two together, the total daily energy expenditure over BMR, or resting metabolism, then we receive this number as a PAL score, which is 1.37. Is that an option? Yes, it is. 1.37 it is. Then we have a question about whether she meets the U.S. recommendation and the WHO's recommendation, the World Health Organization's, for activity level. So, how do we figure this out? Well, we had this preset before from class, and does she meet the U.S. recommendation? The answer is yes. Why? Because her met minutes here, D14 is met minutes, D14, met minutes, is greater than that cutoff of 600. She's at 1237, which is greater than the 600. How about the World Health Organization's? Well, that cutoff is at 1500. So, is she above 1500? No, she's at 1237. So the answer is yes, she meets the U.S. recommendation, but she doesn't meet the World Health Organization's recommendation for added health benefits. So, meets the U.S. physical activity recommendation, but fails to meet the World Health Organization's. Alrighty, that's it for that.